Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's September 25th, 2020, and I thought I'd throw the helmet cam on and we'll take a look at the gardens and see what's been happening over the last week or so. So here we go. Okay, let's start off over here on the western garden plot, and there's most of the blue Hubbards I mentioned in the last video. I've gone ahead and harvested them, and they're down in the root cellar. That's before the couple of freezes that we had, frosts. And so the vines are all dead over there. There are a couple of blue Hubbards still over there, and there's a couple still. There's one there and one in here. And since this vine was still alive, I decided to not disturb it. As you can see, the scarlet red runner beans, they're still making their beans over here. Really, I didn't expect these beans to do as well as they have done. Fortunately, they have done extremely well. It'll be a real challenge getting all the bean material left over out of the chain link at the end of the season. So I did discover in the central garden the water timer stopped working, one of the orbit timers, and it didn't give me a low battery light, but when I replaced the batteries, it went ahead and started working just fine. So let's go inside the west garden plot. So the kidney bean plants that were put in here to help with the soil have been doing pretty darn well. We haven't been weeding in here, unfortunately. Thea and I have both been so darn busy, but the lupine are still doing very well down in here. We've just got to do some weeding around them. So lupine look really, really good despite our lack of weeding down in here. So we're feeding the soil with the kidney beans. Blueberry plants are still doing very well. There are weeds in here, unfortunately, and I'm hoping in the next week or two to be able to bring up some of the hoops, my supports, which are 10-foot long, half-inch galvanized electrical conduit, that I'll put 3 sets of hoops up over here and put some old greenhouse plastic over the surface of it. This is the west side of the garden, so this side gets so much wind out of the west over there. So hopefully these guys will do okay, because the snow will crush all this new growth on these buggers, given in this direction, given this location. The honeyberries over there on the side, it's really hard to see because the scarlet red runner beans are all over them, and there are weeds over there as well. I'm behind on weeding. Scarlet red runner beans on this trellis are doing fantastic. As always, they climb up, then climb back down, and go up over the other chain link over here. So these buggers really do extremely well. And again, I didn't weed in here the way I would like to have, and you can see here we got lots of beautiful seeds getting spread around in here. It's one of the problems with the blue Hubbard growing inside of here. We'll have to process that as soon as I take that one out. And down in our root cellar, I guess there's probably close to 30 blue Hubbards down there. Thea did come through the other garden and pull up all the melons. There's still a few melons in this garden. There's another blue Hubbard over there. The thornless blackberry plants in these pots, the volunteers, I still haven't worked with them yet. Been a little busy. Hummingbirds have been fantastic. Now there's a big carpenter bee right there. But the hummingbirds are all over these the trellises with the scarlet red runner beans. So real happy with how well this garden plot is doing. Too bad I didn't get the weeding done that I should have gotten done. But blueberry plants are going to look like, if I get them supported over winter, they'll probably put on a fair amount of growth next year, and then maybe next fall I can transplant them. Hopefully I'll have garden plots ready for them. Let's go over to the central garden plot. The drought has been terrible this season. I'll probably post a video tomorrow or the next day with some video of the pond work that I've been doing with Hound over in Pond 5. That's the one that dried up. Pond 4 here, which is never dried up except the one time that I pumped it out, is almost dry now. There's just a little bit in the shallow end, and it's really frustrating seeing all this. And the turtles are walking around out there, and they're more vulnerable to the various predators right now. You know, the mink come down and get them, raccoons can get them, so that's a shame. And of course a lot of the fish expired in this pond as well. And all the cracking, I don't know if you can appreciate, let me get on the bridge here. See tracks from different mammals down there, but you can see as all the sediment dries out, it gets these big cracks in it, and that's what I'll be talking about in the video from Pond 5 when I post that video. What I had to do was try and fill all the cracks using Hound. I think it was 2 weeks ago we finished, I can't remember which video it was, but one of the more recent videos we finished the corn, and that's all been processed and is in the freezers and set. The tomatoes, we have had 2 frosts. They're relatively mild frosts, but you can see our frost cover up above up there. I've got boards holding it down. And so the San Marzano tomatoes have produced and produced and produced. We've gotten so many 5-gallon bucket loads. I'm not sure how many now, probably at least 20 to 25 5-gallon bucket loads out of here. So that means that each one of these plants can fill up a 5-gallon bucket basically. And you can see that there's still a lot of green ones on here. Thea had picked all of them. We didn't know what would happen with the weather and process those. So we're really set at this point. But since we love having the fresh tomatoes available at all times, I'm holding on to these as long as we can. The banana pepper, now previously we harvested, we sacrificed basically the bell peppers, which were right in this line over here. And the bell peppers really didn't produce very much at all. This is where the broccoli was before, and this is where the kidney beans have been growing pretty well since then. But this last week they had off on vacation, and so she worked here. And I came in with the loppers and lopped off all of the banana peppers, brought them into the garage, and then Thea went through and separated all the banana peppers. She processed all of the red banana peppers, and then separated into separate bins the yellow and the greens, because we just give them several days to 1.5 weeks, and they'll all ripen up as well. They don't have to be on the vine, and that way it reduced our chance of needing more frost covers out here. We haven't touched the kale, unfortunately, but we do want, as was recommended, we can start dehydrating some of that. We've basically run out of freezer space. This area here had lots of vines from these sweet potatoes. And yesterday I came through, cut all the vines off, and harvested the sweet potatoes. Unfortunately, the GoPro camera that I set up over here, I tried to get some night shots of the beavers down and back, and I still had it on night time-lapse, but night time-lapse vision, so it really didn't come out that well. I may, if it looks good enough, I'll probably post it anyways, just to give you an update on the sweet potatoes and then our curing and storing process as well. So really, we had a really nice productive yield from the sweet potatoes. And wow, these banana peppers, they go like crazy. Our season's too short for the bell peppers, unfortunately. Our rest of our peppers, some of our hot peppers, are still doing great. We love our corn, we love our San Marzano tomatoes. And let's go over to the eastern garden plot. Unfortunately, it looks like we've lost a few of our fruit trees from this drought. The ground is so dry. I did a little bit of work up in the third food forest today, and boy, I'll tell you, the soil is just dried right out. So again, the scarlet red runner beans are still doing very, very well. The leeks, they're getting to the point where we can start harvesting those. Probably be the week after next. That's what I'm thinking at this point. Thea did come through and harvest the majority. I could see that there's still a few banana peppers. I'm sorry, a few eggplants still on the plants here. So I don't know when I'll go about harvesting those. Our hot peppers are all still doing really, really well at this point, so pretty happy with that. Thea finished the dill. This is where the blue potatoes were, and so that's corn and kale and some oh, what is it? Not mungwort. I can't think. There's one more seed in here as well, but lots. You can see I just really sprinkled it on pretty heavy, all the kale seed here. But it's just getting water from the drip tape. I should have just brought a hose over here, but time is is a rare commodity lately, so I didn't water this down, so a lot of those seeds will germinate when we do get some water, but that'll help to feed the soil here. Thea came through, harvested all the rest of the dill. Got lots of our honey locust seeds dropping now, and the small leaves since it's fall. Sage plants continue to do very well here. This end here, I think there was too much competition with all the spinach and lettuce that were here for the scarlet red runner beans. So not much to say with the trellis over here. We've already harvested all the squash from this area. That's all done. I've got to get out here and weed and get ready to transplant all of the strawberry plants. So we'll be taking a whole bunch of the strawberry plants that are on the margins over here with their runners and bringing those over into this bed here. And again, I've got some heavy duty weeding here, and I hate when they just about get to setting their seed. There we go. Dang it. Thea already got all of the onions out of here, so we got tons of basil. Who knows if we'll get much more of the basil out of here before time runs out. Peppers are doing okay. Here the bees over here, it's just amazing. And again, I'm breaking the rules and let so many of these darn weeds go to seed, which just creates more problems for me in the future. I haven't had the time to come over here and do the weed whacking like I'd like to. Boy, this is caked right out. Oh, dang it. I need to water those bins. I think Thea got all of the banana peppers off over here as well. These guys did get a little bit of a hit, as well as the sweet potatoes with the frost. And Thea harvested all the melons out of here. Fortunately, the sage and thyme in our herb garden up front, the thyme is just taken right over beautifully, and really happy how well these sage plants turn out. And of course the lavender as well. And again, I haven't gotten over here and done any of the weeding that I need to get done over here with the irises. Well, that's a walkabout in the garden plots. Not too much to look at this point, but I'm going to try and keep doing the videos until we're closing up the gardens, just for our own records and for any of you that are interested in seeing the progress throughout a season. Really happy with the sweet potatoes, the banana peppers, the tomatoes, the corn. All of those have done extremely well. Lots of hot peppers that we haven't started harvesting yet. We still have tons of them, probably a couple years worth in the freezers and in the root cellar as well. But one of the things I'll add at the end of this video is some drone footage of the gardens. It's not fantastic. It's It's questionable drone footage because the gimbal on the GoPro Karma drone, the gimbal is actually wobbles some, so it's a little bit frustrating. I did shoot some footage of the beaver ponds to see how things are down there as well this morning, so that'll probably be another video. So that's where we're at this point. I'm really happy with how well things have worked out. It's been a ton of work, and absolute, you know, it's a bit draining, and hopefully Thea will sit down with me and we'll chat on a video one of these days. She's just running ragged between work and then also working here in the farm, just, you know, processing, freezing, dehydrating, all of those things. Those of you that do these things can appreciate that, how much is involved. So if you found this video of value, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I'll try to post the video on the sweet potatoes soon, and on the dam, not on the dam, on the beaver ponds, how that's going down there, and also some of the repair work that we did on the pond 5 as well. So take care of yourselves, folks. Grow more food, learn as much as you can about growing food, and share it with each other as well. That's really important. Thanks so much for watching, and take care. Bye bye now.